It's strawberry season here in Arkansas and so many recipes. So today we're going to be making vinegar and vinaigrette. Now we capped and Mr. Brown helped me cap and we cut up these strawberries. And there's about 14 pounds here. And what I'm going to do is just like I would do if I was going to make jam. I've got them all cut up here and I put a little bit of sugar on it. You put what you want on it, sweeten it, and stirred it up good. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the lid on it, and they're going to sit here all night on my cabinet, and they're just going to soak up them juices. And you don't have to put in the refrigerator. You will in the morning, but they're really going to be good. Okay, guys, we're going to start with the vinegar. And I've got a gallon jug here, and I have already filled it up with water. And I may have too much water in it. I may end up having to pour some of it out. And I'm going to put in some leftover strawberries I didn't cut up. Now, you can fill this jar completely up with strawberries. You'll get a more intense vinegar. I'm just going to put in here what I had left over, and it'll have a good strawberry taste to it. It just won't be as intense as a flavor. And I can already tell that I've got too many strawberries. So I'll have to pour out some of this water. Now, what I'll do is I'll let this sit for a couple of weeks. And then I'll taste it. I'll probably taste it after a week of sitting. Yeah, I'm going to have to pour out some of this water. The longer you sit, the more intense flavor you get too. You'll have to wait your strawberry. I'm going to pour some of this water out. Now you'll have to, what I'll do is I'll get me a quart bag and I'll put some water in it and stick it down over my strawberries. Keep my strawberries weighted down, because if you don't, you'll have moldy strawberries on top. So you have to somehow keep them weighted down in that water, because strawberries float real bad. So that'll be for sure what you have to do to keep them weighted down, or you will have a mold problem. I'm going to put about 3 tablespoons of sugar in there just to get it started, get it fed. Stir it up a little bit. And like I said, I'm not going to do it right now, but you do need to weight them strawberry down. I'm just going to show you that after you weight your strawberry down, I've just got a paper towel here. You can use a coffee filter, paper towel, but you don't want to put a lid on it and screw it on there, because it needs to breathe, it needs to ferment. But that's all there is to it. Just make sure you weight strawberry down. Very, very important to weight strawberries down. So, a couple of weeks, we'll see how good it is. And it could take a little bit longer. You just never know. You just have to keep tasting it. So I'm out here in my little tunnel that has my cold weather crops. And I'm going to cut me some beautiful broccoli to put in our salads today. This broccoli's doing really good. And it's even got little side shoots coming up with little broccolis coming up on the side. They're really tender. I think I'll pull me a young onion. They've been really good and sweet here lately. We've been cutting them up and eating them. They've been really good. These are the ones I put in here for us to eat as green onions. I'm not going to let them get real big like the rest of my onions. And my kale, I nip it off and it comes right back. It's doing so good. So I'm going to get me some more kale. I've got some in the refrigerator already, but I'm going to get me a few more. And I've got some red leaf romaine in the refrigerator, so I won't have to pick any of it today. It's so good and so fresh. I think I'll get me a little just lemon thyme to put in my vinaigrette. It'll be really good. It smells so good. Okay guys, let's make some strawberry vinaigrette. Now I've got a cup of strawberries in my jar. Now you can do this in your little mixer. I'm going to use my hand mixer. And I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. And this is one of my favorite brands, Calavita. Whatever kind you have. And you want to take about 3 tablespoons of olive oil, a good extra virgin olive oil. And I'm going to take a couple teaspoons of pure maple syrup. And this is used to give it, to sweeten it with. And it just gives it a really good flavor. Now, there is already a little bit of sugar in these strawberries because if y'all remember, I put them on the counter overnight with just a little bit of sugar in it. But that's just up to you. Now I'm going to use my hand blender and I'm going to blend this up really good. It gets such a pretty color. Now you can leave it just a little bit chunky if you want to with your strawberries. I don't like mine chunky. I want it pureed pretty good. And like I said, you can do this in a blender. It's so fresh tasting. It's so good. And this time of year with fresh strawberries, it's just one of my favorite times of year because we always put up strawberries in the freezer for ice cream and different things. And I'll be making strawberry jam too. It's foamy on top, looks good, a beautiful color. Looks really good. So I'm going to taste it. That tastes really good. That is so good. Y'all really like this vinaigrette. Y'all have to try it. I almost forgot about my thyme. I picked a little lemon thyme out of my garden. And you don't have to put any in there if you don't want it in there, but it just gives it that extra little zing. And I'm just going to pull some off there and put it on there. And you can use dry thyme. You can use any kind of flavored thyme that you want. Your dried thyme is going to be a little bit more intense than your fresh. It's just going to give it that little extra fresh, different, that one little taste that you say, I wonder what that is that's in there. So we'll get that blended up good. This is going to be so good. I just can't wait. This is the kind of dressings I love, especially in the summertime when everything's coming off so fresh. And I love a good vinaigrette. Okay, Happy time is here. Let's get this salad together. And I've got my fresh broccoli out of the garden. So tender. I've got walnuts. I've got some shredded Parmesan, strawberries, and I've got a little bit of that fresh onion that I pulled from the garden. And the fresh lettuce out of the garden. There's nothing any better. So let's start building this salad. Now this is a really versatile salad. You can eat so many different things with this kind of salad. And I'll tell you my favorite thing to eat with it would be a grilled chicken breast cut up and put over it. It'd be so good. Of course, Mr. Brown, his favorite would be a good piece of steak. And that's what we're having tonight with it. And you can use a good flank steak that you've grilled or cooked in your iron skillet and cut it up real thin and just layer your steak on top. It's so good. I'll put some walnuts. Walnuts are really good for you. You could use almonds, pine nuts, whatever kind of nut you like. We're going to put some of this fresh onion on here. I love green onions fresh out of the garden. Let's put some Parmesan. You can use any kind of cheese. Feta cheese would have been really good, but I didn't have any. Some shredded goat cheese, or Danny likes smoked cheddar. Now, always shake your dressing up really good because it does settle. Any kind of vinaigrette that you make, you always need to shake it up good before you put it on your salad because it settles really bad. So just pour you a little bit of this goodness on top of the salad. I think I could drink this stuff. You don't want to overdo it. Isn't that pretty? Such a pretty color. Now let's taste it. I'm excited. I know this is going to be good. That is so good. It's so fresh, so light. It's not too sweet. Really good stuff. Y'all have to try it. If y'all like these recipes, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Share it. And thanks for watching, everybody. God bless. We love you all.